Right. So what do we call that, okay, let me begin my study for the subject of audit, but I am thinking which book to study from, how to study the subject, how to revise the subject. If I want to buy a particular book, if I could get to see a few pages of that particular book and so, okay. Right. So in this particular video, I'm going to show you a few pages, like, a glimpse of the CA final audit book, right, which is the theory notes, right. So the entire coverage of the syllabus, the conceptual clarity, the exam oriented language, and the way in which ICAI is asking questions from the nook and corner of the syllabus. So covering all particular topics over there, right, in this 350 pages of the book. Okay, right. So again, 350 pages of the book, and it includes all the 46 engagement quality control standards, the entire discussion regarding the professional ethics and the liabilities of the auditor, and the other chapters like digital audit, group audit, bank audit, NBFC, and so on. Okay, right. So again, a chapter 0, where I have put to the list of all the 46 standards over there, right? The list of abbreviations and all the key terms, the terminology related to the subject of audit. Okay, right. So you see that the particular premise, overall objectives, professional skepticism. So all the 7 methods of obtaining audit evidence. So all that is mentioned over there. And then starting with the chapter number 1, which is the SQC1, right? So SQC1, the audit quality, because sometimes ICAI also asks a question on the introduction para of the chapter, right? So in line with the study material, but keeping the essence of the subject, I've tried to inculcate it in the less number of words over there, right? So SQC1, the audit, yes, quality control for the firms that perform audit and review, right? Then the objectives of SQC1, the elements of the system of quality control, right? 6 elements: LE, leadership, ethical requirement, acceptance, continuance of the client relationship, then the human resources, engagement, performance, and then the monitoring. So you see, under engagement, performance, whatever subtopics are there: consultation on difficult contentious matters, EQCR, differences of opinion, engagement, documentation, that has been given. Then there is a discussion regarding SQC1 versus 220. Then the mechanisms for the review, so peer review board, quality review board, and the NAFRA. Right, so that's the entire theory of the chapter number 1. Then chapter number 2, which is the 200 series, wherein we have the 9 standards of the 200 series, starting with the SA 200, the overall objectives of the independent auditor, then 210, which is regarding the engagement letter. Right, so likewise, you see the content of each of these standard being incorporated in the book over here. Right, each of the chapter of the book is color coded, very neat and clean formatting of the content of the book has been done. Wherever appropriate, some images have been added over there, some space has also been left, empty over here if you want to do some markings or something like that. Okay, right. So this is where we have the standards, right? So after these standards, then we have the discussion regarding the other chapters, right? So this is all the discussion regarding the standards, right? So standards along with risk assessment, internal control, reporting under the Companies Act 2013, the CARO 2020, right? So all that is given over there. So around 190 pages of the book is the standards, and then after that you have the other chapters. So like starting with digital auditing, right? So digital audit, all the 4 questions regarding that, then auditing digitally, 4 questions, then understanding IT environment, key areas, and then risk arising from the use of IT dependencies, IT control, cyber risk, types of cyber risk, then the stages of cyber risk, then the cyber security framework, and then the control considerations, remote audit, consideration, advantages, disadvantages. Right? So just to give you a glimpse, students say, ma'am, we would like to see the content of the book before we take a decision to buy the book, right? So this is the content of this particular chapter. So let them ask a question from any nook and corner of the syllabus. We are all covered over here, right? All covered over here, right? Then the chapter on the group audit, then the bank audit, NBFC audit, and so. And then we also just have a glimpse of the last chapter over there, which is regarding the professional ethics and the liabilities of the auditor, right? Which is regarding the professional ethics and the liabilities of the auditor, right? So the overview of the code of ethics, the fundamental principles to be followed, then the threats, the independence, right? The 5 types of threats to the independence of the auditor, the safeguard, no CLAR, right? So the entire discussion regarding the no CLAR, membership of the institute, right? Then the COP, members who are deemed to be in practice, right? So MCOS, right? Then the prohibited from using any other designation, maintenance of branch offices, KYC norm, disciplinary mechanism, and then we come to the discussion for the 2 schedules to the Chartered Accountants Act, right? The first schedule and the second schedule, and then each of the clause of ethics given over here, like 111, clause 1, part 1, first schedule, then 211, then all the detailing regarding 211, then 311, 411, 511, 611, prohibited ways of solicitation, the entire list of solicitation, then the High Court Council decision, website guidelines, then the other provision. So that completes 611. Then we come to the discussion of the 711. Right? So if you are like damn serious about, getting the good marks in the subject of audit and want to have an early bird advantage, as well as do the cumulative revision of the subject and become familiar, right, with the concept, with the terminology, with the interlinking of the standards and the professional ethics and all of that, it's time for you to purchase the book for the audit and start your preparations for the subject. Okay, don't say that, oh, my attempt is so and so, and then I will buy the book later on, and then, which I want, there is so many other options which you keep in your mind. Okay, no, I will start with institute study material or, the lectures. So many other options are there. But very important is that instead of thinking of 10 things, you decide on that one particular thing and start walking on that particular path, right? So I hope audit as a subject doesn't give you any, bitter memories, but only the sweet memories and the preparation of the subject. And you have a range of getting marks in the audit of anything which is like at least 40, 50 to going up to 93 marks, right? And I'm waiting for some student to break this record of the 93 marks, which was got by Rishabh Oswal in the November 24 exams, who was an All India rank 1, right? So yes, this is a video regarding the theory notes for the CA final audit book. Signing off, Aarti Lahoti.